everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening here on the Sit Down. I am your second half of the co-host of the Sit Down. So I am coming to you. This is Shaquita Wynn, and on the screen we have Dr. Polite. Doc, tell everyone good evening.
Okay, good evening.
So, Doc, how was your weekend? As we will start off.
It was good. I got out of the house a little bit, me and the wife and my mother-in-law. So we went over to the park. We have this beautiful park over near us where we live. So we went over there Sunday
Doc, can you
afternoon, and
speak up a little bit?
we went over Sunday afternoon and had lunch in the park.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Nice
so
day.
it was nice. It was nice to get out with my baby and hang out.
All right, all right. Well, I'm going to ask you one important question before we get started. Have you voted yet?
Yes.
Why you saying
Hey,
like
look,
that?
look.
You're not enthused about
I don't
it.
know. It's dangerous to say you voted nowadays. People want to. Then they want to know who
No, I
you
don't
voted
need to know
for,
that.
and then the next thing you know, yeah. But if I said it, boy, somebody might see the show and hit Doc in the head when they see him.
Okay, well, we're going to keep that part a secret then. All right, well, thank you for joining us. In the studio this evening, we have two of our 7 tutors that the FEC provide tutoring service for. The young lady here to my left is Miss Reed Love. Next to Miss Reed is Miss Reagan Love. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So we're going to start here with Reed. Reed, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, hi, my name is Rihanna Love. I attend the University of Central Florida, and I am in the nursing program.
Okay.
Hi, I am Reagan Love. I am a senior in high school, and I plan to further my education to be an ultrasound tech. No choice yet, but please.
Okay. Well, that's
Okay, who the oldest? Who the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
Okay, just cause you said you was in college, that don't mean you the oldest though. Okay,
All right. So
cause
today we're-
your little sister look like your big sister.
So how you feel about that?
I've heard it so many times.
Yeah, you got 10-year-olds graduating college now.
Oh yes, yes. You are right. You are right. So young ladies, thank you for joining us. Let's get into. So we're discussing FEC. FEC provides tutoring service for the youth here in the Orange County area. So Miss Bree, tell us how long have you been tutoring and what are you providing these tutors with?
So, I've been tutoring with FEC I started my senior year, which was 2020
Okay.
in high school. And I teach more math, but both math and reading.
Okay.
I've been tutoring since my sophomore year, which was 2023, so about a year and a half now. And I tutor middle school.
Okay. How's that?
It's going good.
All
Very
right.
progressing.
Okay. All right. So, Doc, do you have any questions to start off with the young ladies before we jump
Now
into the
I'm gonna take y'all daddy's place and torture y'all, cause he love to get Doc on the phone and listen to and have me listen to him torturing y'all with all that stuff, and I always tell him stop bothering them girls. But anyway, so let me ask both of you, Reagan and Brianna, what has you found to be surprising about tutoring?
So, with tutoring, in my experience, I find it surprising that that I could be able to tutor kids as well. Because I know sometimes it depends on what math they're taking. I have trouble figuring out like what they're learning as well, because it's like me relearning. But I found it out that like they're also teaching me as well, like helping me on my skills, and also telling them like sometimes I'm not quite sure what you're learning about, but we can figure this out together. Like
I like that.
Okay.
Something I found surprising was this piggyback on what she said. relearning what they are learning now, because it's been years since I've learned that, and I may have struggled at that time, but now I have it down pat, and then I have to relearn it, and just helping them surprises me that I could be able to do that.
Now, Reagan, do you feel uncomfortable about tutoring people who may be close to your peer group? I know you said you did middle school, but that's not too far off from high school. So do they take you serious and know that you're there to do that, or they say, well, we can just goof off?
I believe they take me serious. It has been some times where they would get too comfortable, but they take me serious for the most part now, because we've created that relationship where we know that we gotta get to work.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. Now,
Okay.
Doc, I'm thinking about when they're saying they have to relearn the math skills. I'm thinking when I was in school, it was just your basic algebra, adding, plus, subtract. Nowadays, looking at my granddaughter's homework, it's a whole different ball game.
Listen, you ain't kidding. When I did my master's program, that's the last time you have to do math, is when you in your master's program, and I had to take statistics. Let me tell you, Doc almost cried. I actually hired somebody, and I paid thousands of dollars for this person to tutor me, because math, out of all the subjects I know, math is actually my weakest one. And I mean, I'm very weak in math, except when it comes to counting my money. Now, everything else, I'm a whiz at it, but when it comes to math, I'm probably going to be stuck over in the corner with little Johnny. But and to count and to tutor that I'm just amazed by that.
Yes.
I'm just amazed that well, I mean, ask them what kind of math they tutor. Reed, what kind of math do you tutor?
So right now my students are learning 1-step, 2-step equations, finding x, and some are doing proportions. And I believe one of my students is starting geometry soon, so I'm gonna have to relearn that.
Oh, wow. See, X might as well be Waldo to me. So I could never. Talking about where's Waldo, where's X, and why is he hiding? I want to know.
Yeah, and that's one thing, young ladies, with the math that you are tutoring these kids in now. And with us, we could do 2 plus 2 to get 4. But with these kids these days, you have to go all around the world just to get
3x
that answer.
plus 4y equals 7 minus 3. Yep.
I see why she have to go back and relearn yourself. Because I'm like, I told my grandma, baby, Nana can't help you. That's why Nana have to get you a tutor.
So
Yes.
how do you guys feel about the current curriculum in public schools? What's your perception on it?
I believe, okay, I'm not that old, but like when I was in school, I feel like what they're learning now is what I was learning back when I was like starting middle school or going to high school. Some of my students are in elementary, so I feel like the curriculum is getting more advanced for for different grades. So I feel like, I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel like it's really teaching them now, like, life is gonna get harder. All you can do is just like push through and just like find ways to make it easier.
And Reagan, what's your take?
I believe that in Orange County Public Schools they're making the curriculum more challenging for these kids, but it's only to make them better, only to challenge them, get their brains going, and making sure that they know what they're supposed to know.
Okay. All right, so on that note, the Florida Economic Consortium, which is FEC, we provide free tutoring services for kids in the Orange County area. If you would like to have your child to receive tutoring services, please give us a call at the office at 407-494-2406, and someone will be there to assist you. Now, getting into your tutoring service, how has your relationship with your tutor blossomed since you first started?
I believe that it blossomed really well. Like, I'm still tutoring one of my first students that I started, and we formed a connection. Now she's not really shy, and she comes to me and she like asks me like, I'm not understanding this. Can you please help me? And that's what I want with my students. I want them to have a relationship with me where they don't have to like fake it. Like they can just come to me and be like, hey, I don't know how to do this. So I could be able to help them really well to help them get good grades in their classes.
That's good. That's good.
My relationship with the people that I tutor, I'm a shy person, so we all started off shy, but from when I started to now, we've gained the relationship where they can come to me if they need to. I always tell them that if they need help and it's the day we don't tutor, just shoot me a text. I'll be more than happy to help them. And we just got on that comfortability level that they can just come to me whenever they need to.
That's good. That's good. That's building that relationship, Doc, from here on through middle and high school, probably even college. They're gonna be calling.
So let me ask you guys this question. See, I want to know. I've been out of school so long. My high school diploma almost dust. What do you think of the process of going to school now? Is it meeting? Do you think it's preparing most kids for life, or for just getting through school?
I would say it's preparing for life. I feel like there are certain teachers or mentors that'll tell you like, hey, sometimes you're not going to get a second chance in life, so you want to do the best as you can now. So I feel like there's teachers out there that are more than willing to work with students and show them the way to life, as well as to help them with the curriculum as well.
Yeah. Excuse me for a minute. Tell them to mute that mic in the other studio.
Can you mute the mic?
Okay, sorry about that, guys. So I'm
Can you speak in the mic, Doc?
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, you can't hear me. I gotta fix my mic. I'm sorry. So when I see kids now, I get concerned as a parent, and not as a parent, but as a grandparent. My kids are all out of school and have been for years. So do we see where education is able to lift people out of their situation? And what I'm saying is like inner city schools and things like that. Do you think that they have prepared those kids to go out and get jobs or go to college overall?
I feel like it's more than just the education. I feel like they need a good mentor as well. Because education is good, but they have to have the mindset that they want to study. They have to have the mindset that they want to get farther in life. And sometimes, like during the curriculum, if they feel like, oh, it's hard, I don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. They need someone to like push them through as well.
Okay. How involved are the parents?
My students, their parents are really involved. Like I make sure I keep them involved as well. Like I'd be like, here are some documents that I found on the internet to help them improve. Just in case of the days that I'm not tutoring them. And sometimes they'll text me too and be like, how is my child doing? Like, is there something I can do to help them improve? And I'm always here to help. I'm always there to answer them as well.
Oh, okay. Good.
My parents, they're pretty involved also. They'll keep me updated with their report cards. They'll also send me their progress reports, see where they're at in the beginning of school. And one of the parents, I also tutor a high schooler now, so she's kind of set back so the student can start growing on her own now. But she still checks back in every now and then and makes sure everything's good.
Okay. Now on those report cards, what are some of the things that you're looking at on that student report card?
So what we're looking at is called the GBA, which is grades, behavior, and attendance. We want to see if their grades are doing well, their behavior in class, and are they attending school as well.
Good.
So when you see the GBA, right? Do you notice a difference in a greater difference in the discipline or behavior than when they first start out in most kids? Do you see them settling down and being less fidgety or resistive to learning once they start with tutoring?
I feel when from my students, from when I saw them from the beginning to now, I feel like their behavior towards learning has improved because now they're like they see what they're learning. Like they after I break it down to them,
Yeah.
once they get to class, they're like, okay, I know how to do this. Miss Rihanna taught me how to do this. And then if they feel like they don't know how to do this, they're like, okay, now I know what to bring to Miss Rihanna on the days that I tutor.
Mm-hmm. That's great. That's great.
My students do the same. They come back to me. They say, they be like, Miss Reagan, I seen this in class, and I seen that we did it in a tutoring session, and I just got straight to work. I did it, and then when the teacher went over it, I got it right. Or Miss Reagan, I seen this in class today. I didn't really understand it. Can you help me with it? So I think they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do with their behavior.
Doc, on that note, I do have a success story to say about one of the tutors up here, Miss Reagan. When we first started, I always do an introduction with me, the student, the parent. So we're all on a virtual. One young man was relentless, as his mom said, with providing, with, tutoring, having someone to tutor him because he's been through previous tutors. So once we initially did that introduction, he was kind of laid back, but then when tutoring services started, I will check with the parent, and he has really blossomed. He looks forward to his tutoring sessions with Reagan, and I'm like, whoa, you're doing something to that young man, making an impact on him just to be able to sit down, focus, and not only that, for you to become a friend. So that was an excellent success story, came from the parent.
Oh, good.
So these young ladies here are not only just providing tutoring service, they are mentoring in a lot of ways, and they are building that relationship with those students. And I can see this relationship on through life.
Okay.
So what
Good.
do you guys think? What are your thoughts on building that relationship with those students?
I believe that's very important. I feel like once you build like a bond that they're more comfortable with you, they can be more spoken with you as well. Like they can tell you, like, even if it's not related to school, they'll be like, I'm having a hard time, like just outside of school, like I don't know what I want to do or anything. So building that can help them just come to you as just as a person and help them vent, because sometimes they don't want to go to an adult. So
That's
it's
true.
good for them to go to a peer or someone around their age group.
What about you?
I believe that the comfortability is very important because I know that some people have a hard time going to an adult about things or going in school to your counselor for things. And I believe that having a person to go to is very important. So I love when my students come to me and tell me about things besides just learning.
That's good. That's good. Good job. Yes. You guys are doing an amazing job with these students. Amazing. Once again, this is Shaquita coming to you from the Florida Economic Consortium. If you are needing tutoring services for your kids or your grandkids, or you may know someone that needs service, please give us a call. This is a free service to students in the Orange County Public Schools. The number you can reach us at is area code 407-494-2406 is the number.
Now, I got another question. Is this something that you see yourself doing even after graduating college and well, both of you? I know both of y'all are headed to college. Well, Ree, you're finishing this year, right?
I finished in August.
Oh, okay. Oh, shout out.
Yes.
So what are you going to major in your grad degree?
So after a couple of years or so, I plan to go back to school to become an APRN, which is advanced practice registered nurse. So it's
Okay.
like almost a nurse practitioner, but not just yet.
Yeah, one of my sister-in-laws is one. Why wait?
I want to gain more experience in the field, as well as I want to start travel nursing as well.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
So you have a good plan.
Yes, sir.
You know how much those nurse practitioners make?
A lot.
No, do you know how much them traveling nurses make on
Oh
assignment?
yeah, yeah. One of my neighbors, she's one, and I got an aunt she left the nurse. She's still in nursing, but she's an executive now. So she works at the corporate level in training. So yeah, it's lucrative. It's very lucrative, and save your pin. Well, I ain't got to tell you that. I forgot who y'all daddy is. Yeah, I save that money. So yeah, but just from the community, me and the community, thank you so much. A lot of young people don't understand the power of having your peers there to help you, assist you, because like I say, a lot of kids have trouble approaching adults and asking for help, because a lot of adults sadly are often lacking academically themselves. So you can bring a math. See, if a kid brought a math problem to me, I'd be saying, let me see if I got Reagan and Rihanna number. 'Cause now if they want to talk about theoretical science and things like that, I can get down with that. Okay, and social sciences and things like that, I can get down with that. But I am not a mathematician. Some people just have a natural thing for that math. So I got. Go ahead, Kui.
Okay. At this moment, we're going to take a quick commercial.
Black Man is a documentary that goes beyond pain and historical grievances to explore the daily lives of black men. It captures their moments of joy, struggle, pride, and vulnerability, revealing the common humanity that connects us all. Through the stories of fathers, sons, and friends navigating complex social landscapes,
somehow happened along the way is educationally, I'm somewhat well-spoken. And growing up and being in the black community, that was not always accepted. And it was, you're trying to be something else. Well, this is who
the
I
film
am.
shows that black men's journeys are defined not just by history's burdens, but by shared experiences and emotions. Highlighting their strength and resilience, Black Man encourages empathy and understanding by focusing on the universal aspects of human life, such as love, ambition, and perseverance.
Okay, we're back.
All right, thank you.
Oh, somebody. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh yeah.
See, I thought I'd get away with talking about your man.
Yeah, I know you was trying to ease in on that. It's such. I'm sitting back, and yes, I'm a proud papa because I'm listening to the conversation these love girls are having about their experience in being tutors. And man, this interview is just going so well. Hey, Sister Wynn, I didn't want to barge in, but they're doing such a good job. They're gonna be like this later.
Okay.
So I might as well jump on in. But
Yes.
and Doc brought it up earlier about their familiarity with GBA, grade behavior and attendance, and things of that nature. I mean, have y'all seen the young people that y'all have tutored? Have y'all seen an improvement with them in their academics? In their behavior, have you?
I've seen improvements with my children. There was one that was
No, not your children. You don't have no children
No,
yet.
yeah, you do.
Yeah. Them your kids. Them your kids.
My students. I've seen improvement with my students. There was one that I recently started tutoring. She was very shy. Didn't know any math that well. And then after we do like repetition and we go over it, I tell her to tell me what to do. Like I don't sit back and be like, okay, you do this, you do that, you do this. step one, step two, step three. No, I'd be like, okay, we'll go over this together, and now you tell me what do I need to do to solve this problem. And now she gains more confidence with solving the problem. And then if like there is a mistake, I'll be like, check it again. She'll be like, oh wait, you're right. It'll be like x equals 3, and I'm like, that's correct.
I don't even know what X equals, so I'm gonna give that up to you. But you know what? Here's the other thing too is when we talk about good investment, I want to make sure that Orange County taxpayers are commended, because this is one of those investments that you wonder when you look at government, when you wonder, is it getting a return on investment? And what you two are doing, and also you got other friends that have been tutors. I mean, I know they're not here, but can you speak? Because you've gone to school with quite a few of them that have gone on to go to college. They have their degrees, and they use this as a vehicle, if you would, when they were going through college for spending money and to get through school.
Yes. So my other peers, they have graduated school already. 2 graduated from the University of Central Florida, and 1 graduated from Florida A&M University.
Oh, wow. Talk to me, baby girl.
I've had a friend, and she's younger than me, and from what I've heard, that she enjoyed tutoring. She did struggle in the beginning, but it was only because it was a shy level, and they just needed that comfortability with each other. And she would ask me for advice, and I would just let her know that it's not going to be easy when you first start, but once y'all get comfortable with each other, that y'all are just going to build that connection and work with each other.
Well, with that, Miss Wynn, the orientation that you do for the parents and the tutors.
Yes.
Have you spoken about that?
Yes, that's one of the official, I always call it the official intake. That's the meeting of the parents, the students, and myself to make sure that we're all on the right page as far as what's the services, what is the parents looking for in the tutoring, what are they trying to get out for their student when that child signs up for the tutoring service. So I think it's very important for that initial meeting. For everyone, so we can get familiar with everybody, especially the kids.
Hey, did Doc ask the question of these love girls? Because I know how Doc, I'm not here, so I know Doc was going to go all in. But has he asked the question, have you two seen yourselves come out of, I guess, come out and explore and see how this has kind of opened up your socialness, if you would? Have you seen where you're much easier to go and talk about issues, where you're not as reserved, as shy? And I mean, who says loves are shy? But what have you seen?
So I started tutoring during the end, more towards the end, kind of beginning of the pandemic. So this is when everything was closed down. People start, getting into their own shell. So tutoring helped me bring me out of my shell, and also to do different approaches of how to teach as well. Because I know what might work for one student might not work for another. So
now I got another. Oh, go ahead.
So this helped me build on what strategies to take when tutoring.
Okay, I got another question, and this is critical, and I want everybody to catch the nuance of this. Who was the teacher that has changed your life?
Good question, Doc.
My teacher was Miss Wiley. I believe that was my 9th or 10th grade, but she was like a teacher I could come to talk about things, and also just to help with anything. Even if she didn't know it, she would be like, okay, I don't know this, but there's some teachers around here that I know that can help you. So I'll figure out their tutoring services and help you as well.
At what school was that?
This is at Apopka High School.
Okay. What about you, Miss Reagan?
I have a couple of teachers that have impacted me throughout high school and my life, really. It's Miss Barnett, Miss Rash, and Miss J. I would go in their classrooms. They would see if I was down and everything, and they'll be like, Reagan, what's wrong? Because they know I'm a really outgoing person. I'm going to come in the classroom laughing and everything, and then I would come in quiet. They'll be like, Reagan, you don't seem like yourself today. What's wrong? And then I would tell them, oh, school's just stressing me a little bit. I just want to make sure I'm successful. And they always say, you're going to be successful.
All right. Is that makeup you got on?
No.
Now that's a teacher, Mr.
See, I told you.
I think those type of teachers are what the students need, not just someone to stand in the classroom and teach, but know that student when they walk through that classroom, what they're feeling, what their body language is saying. That's more of a teacher that cares. Yes.
Well, have y'all encountered? I don't want to be negative, but have you encountered the opposite of that? Have you? Don't say names. I just want to know if y'all have encountered a teacher that was not beneficial to you and helping you advance, or of no help to you.
I don't believe I encountered a teacher like that. I feel like every teacher that I encountered taught me something. It taught me, oh, well, I'm going to be more like them. I want to gain their factors. And then there was other teachers that was like, okay, now I've learned from you, and I wouldn't approach like the way you did, but I've learned from what you did.
Yeah.
I agree with her. There were some teachers that were really just passionate about their teaching and would just be strict on their rules, making like with kids, you just want to make sure they're kind of paying attention, but also not getting bored with what you teach. So you want to make sure they're entertained but still learning in this generation. And some teachers wasn't like that, so their classrooms would be like very boring, or they like students will always like I would hear students complain about their classrooms, but that's just how they teach and that's what they're passionate about. So
let me ask this question. How was it for the Love girls growing up in the Love household when it came when it came to report card time or progress reports? What was going through y'all mind growing up in a Love household when those things came out? Hey, Doc, I think this is your fault. Doc, I think you vilified me. Did I ask the right or the wrong question? I'm talking to you, Doc.
No, cause hey, I listen. Your girls are sweethearts. I think so much of them.
Hey, but they can't answer that
but
question.
You, I don't want to throw you under the bus, cause But the way but I think I've seen y'all interact and been around the family, and I know that all of y'all love each other, and that is so important. Y'all have a father that is just adamant about loving you and protecting you, and so many girls never experience that. And I can tell you now, as a counselor that has dealt with thousands of relationships, that's going to come in handy when y'all meet your mate, your potential mate, because he's
Jethro.
Jethro is going to have to look like Rod. Okay, he's going to have to be solid. He's got to be a man of wisdom, because you don't know anything else.
Hey, Doc, that's a good show for a daddy-daughter, but I still want to know the answer to my question.
I can answer the question. Before I even answer the question, when I was in high school, every year before report cards came out, my teachers would be like, "Read your grades up," because they would know. I would come in and be like, you still didn't put that grade in, you gotta put that in. Or my mom would be like, "Read, you see this?" I'm like, "Sir, you see that text? I don't want to go home with that. So you gotta go fix that." But I would say, my parents taught me that whatever I set my mind to, I could do it. So if they see that I brought home a low grade, they know that I could do better. They know that they taught me well, that I'm a smart girl. Like, they taught me whatever. Don't set yourself up for failure, and don't put yourself at average. You could go above and beyond. So when bringing home grades, I would be very happy because I would bring home honor roll. And then whenever I brought home honor roll, they'd be like, "This is good, but you can do better." I don't want you to think that you're average, because you're above average.
same thing.
So basically, Reagan, go ahead and spill the tea.
Just like she said, they set us up for success, and they knew that we could do it. So if we came home with something that they knew we could do better, they would, get on us. Not in a bad way, but just as, "I believe you can do this, so let's do it."
And to piggyback up, there's a phrase that my dad learned that he taught us, and it was like, never take no for an answer. So if you're not happy with your grade, you need to go to the teacher, ask them what you could do, ask for tutoring services, ask them if there is extra credit. Even if they say there's no extra credit, there's no harm in asking, because maybe they will offer extra credit.
And what was the most important lesson growing up in the Love household from your dad?
Don't bring anything under a B home.
And what did a B stand for? I may not need
Oh,
to.
yeah, you asked the question.
I did ask the question.
Go ahead.
What did
Well,
a B stand for?
I know his mouth off. It's,
Yes.
it's the B and the S.
No, and you might ask them. Ask them what a
What's a B? Butt whooping? That was my second answer. Listen, Quee, something. Now, Rod always telling people I be calling him at 10 o'clock, but he don't tell the whole thing. See, he be on the phone with me. He'll say, "Hey, Reagan, go downstairs and get me some cool water and bring it to your dad." He just be torching the poor child.
I'm glad he said my name because that is so true.
And she's like, "Okay."
All right, Doc, that's a good one. That's a good one, Doc.
But, you know-
just like Doc said, the standard, Mr. Love, that you and Mrs. Love have for these young ladies is going to go a long ways in life. And when you start, like Doc say, start dating, you're going to be looking for somebody that has that Mr. Love kind of qualities in it. And believe me, those are good qualities.
Well, I'm proud of both my girls. Love my girls, and the expectations for them. I will say that they are harder on themselves than me and my wife could ever be. They are tough on themselves, which I appreciate and like, but sometimes they're so tough on themselves that they disrupt the whole household. and they know who I'm talking about. That's all I'm gonna say, right, Reagan? Do I need to say anything else, Reagan? Because when somebody is having a tough time and they're like on the limb for these tests coming up, the whole house is almost like taking the same test. Hey, I go in the room sometime on this marking board that this one individual, I'm not calling, on this whiteboard, and I'm not calling any names, but I feel like I'm going to school for nursing.
No, you would come in my room and be like, "Are you talking to yourself?" It's active recall. I'm trying to remember what I wrote down. The things in blue is things in blue. The things in red are the things in red.
But that means you got your parents. Your parents have your back.
Right.
Yes, that is.
So you did college the hard way, huh?
Yes.
What's the hard way, Doc?
Doing recall. I shouldn't say this, but my wife will tell you she was mad. We went through our master's program together. I never read a text. I never read it in my books, and she would read every night.
See, that worked out for me before I got in the nursing program, and then when I got in the nursing program, I was like, okay, I might have to open the textbook. I might just have to open the textbook.
Yeah, well, there's a shortcut to studying, and most people do go the memory route, but that's not the way to master a subject area. It's not. You have to put that knowledge in there in bits and pieces. That the key to everything. There are a lot of relatable dichotomies, if you will, across fields. So when you understand one concept, you can apply that concept in another sphere. And so that's how I'm able to do that and have the body of knowledge that I've learned. So, and then your dad, he thinks that way too, because we push each other all the time.
Yeah.
So, it's about not being married and memorizing things, because everything has variables.
Yeah. Well, Doc knows how tough I am when it comes to expectations, when it comes to how hard I'm on government as well. I think, I hate bureaucracy. I totally and completely hate bureaucracy. I believe, government can be more efficient in a whole bunch of different ways, but I have to give a shout out to Orange County Public Schools because I see my daughters providing these tutoring services, and I hear how they're teaching these younger children, and I hear that they're getting it, and then I hear my daughters when they are going back and really making it more elementary and say, okay, here's what we're going to do. So they got it from somewhere. They didn't get it from me. So I'm going to give the Orange County Public Schools a good shout out because these young ladies are a product from Orange County Public Schools, but they're passing it along and they're paying it forward.
Yes, that's good, because we need it. We need it with this generation that's coming up today. You guys continue to provide the excellent tutoring services that you are doing for your kids. Not for your kids, for your students.
For your students, you're right.
For
For their students. But you know,
For your
Doc and I-
kids.
Doc-
For y'all kids.
For their kids.
hey, but Doc and I talk about this all the time. And I've told my kids, man, there's no reason why they don't have an answer to whatever it is they're looking for. Because when me and Doc was growing up, and Miss Queet, this might have been on the tail end of you growing up, but there were encyclopedias when we
Yep.
grew up.
Yes.
Encyclopedia
have 'em.
Britannica.
Yeah,
Still have 'em.
Now our kids can go, hey Siri, hey Google,
Yeah.
hey Alexa. Who else? What else is out there?
That's pretty much
AI.
it.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have that. I mean, we didn't have it. And you know, Doc, you know, I go and put stuff on Facebook every now and again, and they look at me like, Facebook, what's that? What's that new stuff y'all be on?
Instagram, TikTok.
Instagram. Hey, but I will say this, and I know we're talking about tutoring, but my kids, well, why am I telling it? I'll let them tell it. They wasn't allowed to get on those platforms early like a lot of other young kids, and y'all go ahead and talk about that. But see, here's the hook. I believe you have to allow your kids to get on those platforms, but we only allowed ours on doing the tail end right before like that 16, maybe 17, because when they get 18, you can't necessarily control it. So you gotta ease them into it, teach them, make sure that they understand. Don't put something on there that you don't want to be seen again. Make sure everything is dignified and respectful. But hey, I'm gonna pass it to y'all. When did y'all, mama and daddy, let y'all start doing that stuff?
So we didn't really get a phone until like 10.
Say that loud, because Doc don't believe that.
We didn't get a phone till 10 really. So
To 10?
yeah.
10 years
So,
old?
We had tablets and everything, but we were young, so we would let them break, and we would just be stuck with our parents' phones if they let us get on it. So we didn't get our own phone till 10, and
That's still early.
it's early, but yeah. And I would say around middle school they let us get Snapchat, and that's the only thing they would let us get.
Oh.
And then
Now, what y'all, wait, did y'all have a jitterbug or a smartphone?
It was a smartphone. I remember my first phone was a Nokia.
it was
Okay, you
Android.
Hey Doc, ask them what the rule was. What the rule was whenever they got their phones when they were young, and I walked in the room. They can tell you what the rule was.
What was the rule?
What was the rule?
Put it down.
Yes.
Hands up.
Drop the phone. Put your hands up.
Talk. Doc can't hear you. Tell everybody what the rule was.
Oh, drop the phone and put your hands up so they could see what we was doing.
What? So y'all ain't had no privacy, huh?
That's what it sounds like.
They didn't have any. What you say, Doc?
Privacy, that's what the English say. Your privacy. But listen, I understand it now because I got 2 girls, and they're the oldest. And what you hope for in your kids is that the lessons that you instill in them, that they will hold true, and that they will take those as a guide rail even when you're not there. And I can say proudly that I saw that in all of my kids except that boy. I always tell Rob about my son. My son he just insists on doing everything the hard way.
I have one
But
of
you
those.
know, to see your kids consciously thinking through the process, and you know, my thing to my kids was always why. Why do you want to do this? What? How does it benefit you? Is it another way to do it? Is this the only thing that will come out? What other outcomes could come? Making them learn to critically think situations and what it was that they truly wanted. And they earned stuff. They didn't, you know, they weren't just gimme kids.
But Doc, sometimes that stuff can come back and haunt you because when I say to my daughters, oftentimes, why do you keep doing this? Why? And they come back with,
I get it from my dad.
and they think that's a way out. That's not.
So now the easy way to tell him I get it from my dad would be to do what my daughters told me. You taught me how to express myself and be myself and stand up for myself. So that's what I'm doing.
I like that.
So and I couldn't argue because I was adamant about that when they were kids. You don't back down from people. You
Well,
know,
you're right. Hey, you know, we have 2 minutes left. Young ladies, I want for y'all to take us out. When that clock turns 6:45, the show is over. So both of you go ahead and start telling people when they can tune in to this show, what tutoring is all about.
So tutoring is all about getting students comfortable with math and reading and just education in general. We want to get them to a level where they can access for help, but they're so comfortable doing it themselves that they don't need us. That's my goal, is that my students are so comfortable that they don't even need me, but they know I'm here when they need me.
That's my same goal, just making sure that they're comfortable with what they're learning and they know step by step what to do. So maybe even though they could teach somebody when they grow up, just like I'm doing.
And you can tune in on this show every Monday at 6 to 6:45 p.m.
And what's the name of the show?
The Sitdown.
Hey, we look forward to seeing everybody every Monday from 6 to 6:45. Hey, love girls, Sister Wynn, Brother Doc Polite. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you next week on the Sit Down.